Hi folks, the Happy Hour guys here, and we have a story for you. It's a story about skill, personal ingenuity and triumph, then sudden tragedy and injustice. But hopefully, with your help, it can be a story about justice as well. This is the ongoing story of John and Jen Kimmich and the Alchemist Pub and Brewery. Mark and I first came into contact with John and the Alchemist at the Great American Beer Festival in 2010. We were invited to a media luncheon where we tasted some of the most incredible food and beer pairings we had ever sampled. And we got to meet one of the darlings of the last few GABF, someone who was winning medals hand over fist year in and year out, even though he was running a small brew pub in Waterbury, Vermont. That brewer's name is John Kimmich. After that visit, Mark and I made it our mission to get up to Vermont and visit John's place. Well, we did that, and we got to sit down with him in the summer of 2011. Here's some of that interview. Welcome back to the Happy Hour, guys. Welcome to Waterbury, Vermont. Welcome to the Alchemist Pub and Brewery. And this is the man himself, John Kimmich, who has consented to put himself through the punishment of being on this show. And we really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's my pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for coming to see me.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're delighted to be here. This is sort of one of the holy grails, the meccas of the craft beer community, industry, however you want to put it.
Jeez, it's very kind of you.
It's
flattering.
It's very true. I mean, you don't have to say it. We'll say it.
Yeah,
it's
we'll say it
true.
for you.
This is a very special place for anybody who really cares about craft beer, and we're so happy that you opened your door to it.
Well, thanks. It's good to see you guys again. I guess I started brewing when I was in college.
Now, if there is such thing as a self-taught genius brewer, John is it. Once he realized that his dream was to become a brewer, he pursued it with a ferocity few have seen. And that road took him all the way out west to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he met his wife Jen, and eventually brought both of them back to Vermont.
All through here, I was working as a bellman at hotels just to keep cash coming in. And finally, we came back to Vermont. We were looking, we're both working a lot. We're just trying to save money, trying to stay focused on hopefully starting the business. Eventually, we found this location. And as soon as I walked in, I just looked around. I said, this is, in my mind's eye, the high ceilings, just that classic pub feel.
So much good beer. I don't know where to go or what to drink. I just know it's going to be here for a long time.
So the truth of the matter is that in his basement brewery, John was making some of the most flavorful beers we have ever tasted. His wife Jen ran the restaurant upstairs, he had the brewery downstairs. Together, it was truly a match made in heaven. Now, I'm sorry to raise the hairs on the back of your neck, but pay close attention to this next clip. A great brew pub here, I think that's...
Was it ever a tavern in its previous life at any point, do you know?
It's been lots and lots of things in between.
Yeah.
And it went through the flood in 1926, I think. But there's a high water mark on the building across the street, and it is all but 4 inches of this space.
Oh my God.
Was full of water during that flood.
Scuba gear.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
But amazing. It's back now. Let's hope that flood doesn't come.
It's back.
Of course, we do pay a lot for flood insurance.
Just better safe.
By the way, cheers. Thank you so
Yes.
much for having me. Now, usually this is the point in the episode where we talk about the great experience, the great beer, the great food, and we had all of those things at the Alchemist. Really, we did. But it's hard to talk about them now without getting a lump in your throat. We shot this video on July 18th. Just weeks later, on August 28th, Hurricane Irene dropped a massive amount of water on an already soaking Vermont. And all that water went straight into downtown Waterbury. The Alchemist was destroyed. Now, I am not exaggerating when I say that the craft beer community cried out immediately in horror and then in support. And John and Jen posted to their website that they were going to be back and that this phoenix was going to rise from the ashes. So Mark and I have been holding off, waiting to give you the triumphant news that the Alchemist is back. Well, remember that clip where John was talking about his high-priced flood insurance? Well, on November 18th, just a couple of days ago, Jen and John announced that the insurance company will not be covering the losses to the basement brewery, and that this is just too much of a burden for them to bear. They have decided to cancel plans to reopen the pub.
And you never really leave the Alchemist once you've been here.
No, it stays in here, and in here, and right in there.
Ow. No, sorry, it's my Alchemist. Gotta go.
Seem like injustice? Well, maybe, maybe not. Because John and Jen Kimmich still own the building, and they are hell-bent on turning a negative into a positive. They are rehabbing the building in hopes that a tenant will come along with a dream just like theirs was of putting a great pub in downtown Waterbury. And as far as John's amazing beers, well, there's a silver lining there too.
So you're gonna start canning?
We are. We're in the process of building a new brewery.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank
many
you.
congratulations.
Thank you. It's just crazy. I can't even really still wrap my brain around it. I mean, the next 3 months are just going to be just crazy overwhelming. But it's all going to be good in the end. It's going to just be the coolest place. It's only about 2 miles away. It's right next to the Ben & Jerry's factory, which is you couldn't ask for a better location.
I'm sure they're happy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, their employees are maybe. It's designed to only brew one beer, which is Heady Topper, our double IPA, one of our double IPAs. It is built it is exclusively for that beer. Tiny little details that are very particular to making that beer. So I really expect that, it's going to be better than ever coming out of that brewery.
So all is not lost in the land of great beer, but we definitely lost a great place in the Alchemist. Those 4 walls are still standing though, and hopefully something great is going to go in there soon. And they better have Alchemist beers on tap. So reach out to John and Jen at their website for the latest, and we'll do our part too. See you next time. Cheers.